Hey guys, be sure to press like and subscribe. Today I want to talk about a new ETF out there. It's very similar to ARK ETFs, and it's called Moon, okay? And you may want to look into this and do some homework on this, okay? And do your due diligence on this. And don't listen to me, don't take my advice. Just look into it first before you invest in it, because I'm not responsible. But I'm going to tell you, I am going to throw some money into this stock, okay? I've done very well in my stock portfolio. All my stocks are actually up for the past 18 months. Despite the downturn, I'm still way up. I'm up over 225% in my stock portfolio. Even with the downturn that we've had, I'm up 225% for like the past 18, 19 months, somewhere around there. So I'm doing really, really good. So, and I've actually taken out some money off the table too. So I'm actually up higher than that 225%. I'm actually up higher. I think I'm up like about 275 or something like that. It's hard for me to figure it out because I pulled out that money and it just disrupted all my figures and everything. But anyway, I did really, really well over the past 18 months with the stock market, okay? And this new stock, it's an ETF, has a whole basket full of stocks. Now, an ETF is a basket full of stocks. And it's very similar to ARK, except it's spread out more. It's more diverse than like getting into like ARK G or ARK K or ARK W, or any of the ARK investments. It's different because it's more like a mix of all those ARK investments, and they're looking more for like moonshots, things that are going to take off and shoot to the moon, okay, as they say it. Okay, and it's put out by a company called Direction. Okay, it's not spelled like direction, it's Direction with an X in there. Okay, so you may want to check this company out, do your due diligence. I think you guys will be happy with this stock. I think over the long term you'll do really well. I'm not sure about the short term with all the turbulence that we have now, but it might be a good time to get in because the stock was way up and it did take a bit of a dip now. So I think if you get in now, you're going to do really, really well. I think you guys will get that gain back that the stocks already had, because I think the stock market's going to go back to where it was before and then some probably in the future. But, stock market always comes back. A lot of people say, oh, don't tell people to get into stocks. Usually within 10 years, the stock market makes it back. So if you invest, the chances of you losing all your money are pretty slim. Have people lost? Yeah, some stocks, they go bankrupt or something like that. But when you're in a whole basket full of stocks, the chances of you losing all your money would mean that whole entire basket would have to lose or lose all their money and go bankrupt. It's not going to happen. Okay, so yeah, will you lose a little bit of your money? Yeah, you probably lose a little. Can you lose 50% of money? Yeah, you could lose 50% because you're into tech stocks mostly. Okay, so it makes it a little bit more risky, and I'm telling you that right now. That's why I tell you, there's my disclaimer that make sure you do your due diligence before you invest in these. And I'm not a stock guru, but I have done well, and I have done my due diligence on this stock myself. And for me, I think it's a stock ETF with a lot of promise. Okay, and I'm just passing it along to you guys because I think you guys can make some money off this. So I hope it helps you with this. I know this is just a short, brief video because I don't want to put out too much about it because I want you guys to look up the stock, MOON, and it's an ETF, and it's put out by a company called Direction. Okay, and when you do your due diligence on this, guys, I think you're going to be really happy with this stock. I think you're going to really like it, and I think a lot of you guys are going to, thank me in about 3, 4, 5 years or something like that and say, wow, Steve, that was a great stock. Thank you. And I think it'll be a lot like ARK Investments because I think ARK's going to go the same way. Kathy Woods is taking a lot of hits right now because the stock market's taking a lot of hits. That's to be expected. But she's done so well that I'm still way up on all her investments. So I'm still very thankful to her for the money she's made me. She's done me well. So Kathy Woods of ARK Investments has done me well. This company here, I think, is going to be just as good, if not better than ARK. Okay, and it's hard to find a company that's better than ARK. But I think this company here, and not just this company, but this particular ETF might be better than ARK. Okay, and I think over the long term, I think Moon might do better than some of the ARK investments. But I would rather see you spread your money out with all these different investments and have a bigger basket than have a smaller basket. So that way there you're safer by having your money spread out in other stocks. But also, guys, I want you to get into other stocks like, let's say, like Walmart and stuff like that. if you know, and don't put money in these risky, high risk stocks like what I'm talking about here. If you can't afford to lose it, guys, you know, don't put your retirement money in there. Put a small amount in it. This is money that I can risk, okay? And I know a lot of older guys that say, well, I'm going to throw some money in there and see if I can double or triple it. No, don't do that unless you can afford to do it, guys. Don't do that if you can't afford to do it, okay? So I don't want people out there, you know, calling me up or sending me an email 3 years from now saying, oh, Steve, I lost all my money. You can lose your money, guys, okay? I just want to put that out there. You can lose your money. But do I think we're going to lose in this? No, I don't. I think Moon's going to do us well. Just like ARK has done me well for the past 18 months. You know, and SRET has done me well. I've gotten 15% on SRET, which is an awesome stock. You know, and I've done well on that one. And I got a couple of other ones that I invested in. And I have 3 stocks that I invest in, just stocks alone. They're solo stocks that I invest in. And maybe sometime in the future I'll do something on those because those are supposed to be moonshot stocks, okay? And I'm going to throw those stocks out there probably sometime in the next week or two. I'll tell you about those stocks because I think those ones are going to do well too. And I've actually made a little bit of money on those already. I think I've made about 4%, even with the downturn, 4 or 5%. One of them I made I think I made like 7% or something like that, just in like a couple weeks. So I've done really, really good on those stocks too. I did my due diligence on those. But in the future, I might do those too, probably within the next week or two. I'll give you the names of those stocks, and we can, you know, you can put those in your stock portfolio too. But I do want you to do your due diligence on those too, guys. Thanks, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe.